Hey everyone, it's Brad here from Yu-Gi-Oh! Team Plus One. Today we have pretty exciting news. So the wait is over. We have officially gotten the new ban list is going to go into effect November 9th of 2015. And it was a pretty big change. So nothing like honestly came off the ban list that's really worth noting. But tons of things were banned. So it was an interesting ban list. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think it was pretty good for the game. Most of the decisions were good, but some of them, I'm going to go over them later, and I'm just going to share my opinions on it. So, first card, we got Apple Cliffort Towers banned. So, that is now forbidden. We got Shuret of Strategist of Nekroz now banned. El Shadal Construct banned. Evil Swarm Exciton Knight banned. So, we got the fourth XZs banned, we got second Fusion banned, and then nothing happened to spells or traps. None of them were banned. So we got the next normal monster to hit to limited status, and we got Cliffort Scout hit to 1. We got Graph of Burning Abyss also hit to 1. And then Mathematician was also hit to 1. So this card was really good, but I didn't even think it was worth being hit. So Brionic of Nekroz was hit to 1. Nekroz of Unicorn also hit to 1. And then this was an interesting one in my opinion. Ritual Beast Ulti Kanahawk was hit to 1. And honestly, I don't think that hurts the deck too much. I mean, it stops you from being able to go Rampengu, but the big thing I see the problem with this is if they do get rid of one of your Kanahawks, you lose the match now, or game, excuse me. But then we got El Shadal Fusion hit to 1, so Shadal's got hit really freaking hard. Then we got Reinforcement of the Army hit to 1. I'm not sure how I feel about hitting this. I would have rather hit the card that made this have to be hit. But, yeah, Rhoda is now, like, one of the only searchers at 1. We still have Tenki at 3. We still have Summoner Art at 3. We have lots of other cards that search. But now Rhoda is at 1. So I don't know how I feel about that. Then we got the only card to go semi-limited was Seer of the Burning Abyss. I was expecting this to go to 1 and Graph to go to 2. So that was kind of odd in my mind. And then we got, going back to 3, we have Chaos Sorcerer, Legendary 6 Samurai Shiin, Spellbook of Fate, and Yugioh. So, just off of these cards, Chaos Sorcerer, not too big of a difference. It makes Chaos slightly better, but also more inconsistent in my opinion. Shiin, I mean, it's not like you're going to make 3 anyways in a duel, and if you do, you deserve to win. Spellbook of Fate, this one, no one really played more than 1, even when it was at 3. So I don't know if that was a big deal or not. Gear. I don't see this being too big of a deal. Gear Gs are really slow now compared to the rest of the meta. So overall, I think the ban list is good in the sense that it is bringing change for sure. There's no doubt that the the meta is going to change because of this ban list. The thing that I'm not so sure I like about this is that they absolutely murdered decks. Like, there is no playing them anymore. In Nekroz, we have no Shuret, we have 1 Brio, we have 1 Unicorn, we have 1 Rhoda. I mean, there is no coming back from that. You have to play another ritual-based deck on top of playing Nekroz now, like the new BLS support maybe. But, I mean, I don't even see a point in playing the Nekroz in there. The times that you get to summon Trishula and Aval just don't seem worth it to me. Next we got Construct and Mathematician and El Shadal Fusion all hit. I guess Rhoda too for Shadals. So tons of cards in Shadals got hit. They should have hit Construct. I am not saying they shouldn't have. Banned, I was leaning towards banned. I'm not sure if everybody wanted that. Obviously, Shadal players did not. But the card was not fair, while cards like Perform Mage, Hat Tricker, and Trick Clown, and Damage Juggler were a thing. Just because you had the ability to do 8,100 damage with like a 2-3 card combo, maybe even 1 card combo if you opened Shadal Fusion and they have an extra deck monster. So I liked that they got hit, but I also don't like how hard they hit Nekroz and Shadal's. They shouldn't have left them to be sort of playable, but there is like no hope for the deck anymore, honestly. Now, something I do like about this is it has opened up room for a lot of new decks to come in. So, decks that relied on using extra deck monsters are pretty solid right now because Shaddolls, which punish extra deck, doesn't really exist anymore. Nekroz, which punishes extra deck, also doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, everything that uses extra deck just pretty much got a huge relief. Like, there's nothing that's really punishing them anymore. Monarchs, to some extent, will, but not really. Okay, then the next card I want to talk about is Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. So this is the fourth of the XZs to hit the ban list, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I thought Exciton was actually a pretty balanced card because it made the game not just be set 5, pass. Like, you couldn't do that now that Exciton's a card, because you would lose those 5 cards if you couldn't use them before Exciton got his effect off, or if they couldn't stop Exciton's effect. But I feel like the card would never have been a problem to be even considered to be banned or hit if it had been a once per turn effect, not once during a chain. So the fact that it could go spell speed 2 made Exciton just ridiculous. So because of that, I feel like it is maybe worthy of this ban. But Exciton definitely changed how the format was, and multiple formats that it was out for. But now that is over. We don't have to worry about getting Excitoned, and that's going to change a lot about people's playstyle and how card advantage now affects the game. So card advantage is just going to be pretty much straight up how much card advantage you can get on your opponent. You don't have to worry about that constant fear of being Exciton Knight because you have more cards than your opponent. And let's see, the next thing I want to talk about is Cliff Forts. So they got Towers banned, and I thought that would have been enough, but no, they also hit Scout to 1. So I feel like the deck is dead now. You get 1 Scout. If it gets banished, you lose. I mean, they aren't able to summon too big of a monster now that Towers is gone. But I definitely agree Towers should have been gone. The card really isn't fair. And yeah, I mean, just for Pendulum summoning and then being able to tribute summon for that, they shouldn't get something this powerful. If it was unaffected by monster effects up to level 10, maybe spell cards, but still affected by traps, it would have been fine. But no, it is unaffected by literally everything except level 10 and higher monsters. So, yeah, I think the one deck that actually kind of survived from this is Burning Abyss, surprisingly. Even though they got 2 cards hit, I think the deck received the least hits. And I have a speculation that is because there are some cards coming out that support BA. So currently there are some cards in the OCG, such as Beatrice, which is a new card for Burning Abyss. And then there's also a new card coming out called Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which is just ridiculous for the deck. Surprisingly, Tellarknights didn't get hit. Despite them winning Worlds, I was really expecting them to get the Worlds treatment, even though I didn't think they deserved it. But they didn't get hit besides Rhoda going down to 1. And that wasn't even because of them, in my opinion. I mean, it was partly due to them, but it's also because Rhoda is just so versatile. You run it in so many decks. You can run it to grab Armageddon Knight in dark decks like Dolls, and then you can also run it to grab Blazeman, and you can also run it in Heroes, and just so many decks use Rhoda, and that is pretty much what caused it to get hit. So Satellar Knights pretty much went unnoticed during the ban list. I don't think they've remembered they were a deck even. I feel like something that should have happened is Trevor should have gone to 1, so it couldn't loop with itself, because it is ridiculous if it succeeds in doing that. But Ritual Beast, I'm not sure how this is going to change. It's going to open up their extra deck a little bit more, but it is going to make it harder to get to Kanahawk. So I feel like the solution is to start running a Foolish Burial and instant fusion, so you can Norden and bring out Kanahawk and stuff and make more rank 4s, but I'm not sure how much this is going to affect them in my opinion. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about for this ban list. As you saw, nothing really came off of it that was too big. Like Harpy's Feather Duster didn't come off the ban list, nothing like that. But a lot of stuff went on it. And a lot of this stuff is really just preparation for pendulums coming into the game. So pendulums are going to pretty much take over from here on out. We have 1-2 decks survive like at full power without having to use pendulums, and those are Infernoids and Cosmos, which are able to actually compete, but like I'm not sure what the best deck is going to be. I have a strong feeling Cosmos are going to be the best deck, at least until Breakers of Shadows is released. Yeah, so Clifforts, Chadals, Nekraz, all gone. Don't have to worry about those ever again, probably. Or we can at least hope. But that is it for today, guys. Tell me what you guys think of the ban list. I think overall pretty good, but it was definitely excessive in some areas. So see you guys around. Bye.